Hello everyone, I Dr. Devendra Singhal going to deliver a lecture on Introduction to Electromagnetism. In this lecture, we will come to know about the some mathematical operators and their physical significance. First, we start with gradient. In a Cartesian coordinate system, del operator can be written as del vector is equal to I cap del over del x plus j cap del over del y plus k cap del over del z. The total derivative of a scalar phi with respect to x, y and z can be written as d phi is equal to del phi over del x dx plus del phi over del y dy plus del phi over del z dz. Here we are using the property of dot product of two vector quantities. We can write this expression as I cap del phi over del x plus j cap del phi over del y plus k cap del phi over del z dot I cap dx plus j cap dy plus k cap dz. This implies d phi is equal to del phi dot dr vector, where dr vector is equal to I cap dx plus j cap dy plus k cap dz, and the quantity del phi is called gradient of a scalar. The gradient of a scalar is a vector quantity. Here we have to learn that if we calculate the gradient of a scalar, that is always vector quantity. So grad phi is equal to del phi is equal to I cap del phi over del x plus j cap del phi over del y plus k cap del phi over del z. Now we will know the geometrical interpretation of the gradient. D phi is equal to modulus of del phi multiply modulus of dr cos theta. As we know that the maximum value of cos theta is 1, that's why we can write del phi over del r is equal to del phi. Del phi is direction along the normal to the surface, and the magnitude of del phi gives the slope along this maximum direction. Now we move to divergence. The divergence of a vector field is related to the field lines or the flux. The divergence of any vector field is a scalar quantity. This point has to be learned. The divergence of a vector quantity is a scalar quantity. If a volume dV is placed in a vector field A vector function of x, y, z, then the outgoing flux from closed surface is given by surface integration A vector dot dA vector. Here we put circle on integral sign. This represent, this integral is done for a closed surface. So the divergence of A is equal to del dot A vector. We can write del as I cap del over del x plus j cap del over del y plus k cap del over del z dot I cap ax j cap ay plus k cap az. Here we are using the dot product property of two vectors, as we know that I cap I is equal to j cap j is equal to k cap is equal to 1 and I dot j is equal to j dot k is equal to k dot I is equal to 0. By using these property, if I take first term I cap del over del x dot I cap ax, so I cap dot I cap is equal to 1, then we can write del ax over del x. Similarly, this can be done for remaining terms. So divergence of A vector is equal to del ax over del x plus del ay over del y plus del az over del z. Now the physical significance of divergence. The divergence of a vector is a measure of how much a vector field spread out or diverges from the point of observation. The divergence of a vector may be positive, negative or 0. We will learn this by 3 examples. First we take plus q charge. As we know that the electric lines of force for plus q charge move in outward direction. That's why the divergence of E vector is positive. If we move to second figure, for minus q charge, again we know that for minus q charge the electric lines of force move inward direction. That's why the divergence of E vector for minus q charge is negative. Then next example we draw for magnetic lines of force. As we know that the magnetic lines of force move in a closed loop. That's why the divergence of B vector is equal to 0. From this statement we can say that there is no existence of magnetic monopole, means we cannot separate north pole or south pole of a magnet. Now curl. The curl of any vector field is related to line integral of that curl. Curl of any vector field is a vector quantity. Again this point to be noted, the curl of any vector field is a vector quantity. The curl of any vector field is defined as the line integral per unit infinitesimal small surface area enclosed by it. So we can write curl of A vector is equal to del cross A vector. As we know that from vector cross product property We can calculate the curl of any vector by determinant method. By this method, we can write determinant of ijk del over del x, del over del y, del over del z, ax, ay, az. Physical significance of curl. Curl is a measure of how much the vector curl around from the point of observation. The curl of any vector field comes from its rotational motion. We can understand this statement by two examples. First figure shows the function of non-zero curl. In this figure, a vector is rotating from the point of observation. That's why this is function of non-zero curl. In next figure, we can see that all the vectors are aligned in the same direction. That's why this is a function of zero curl. This is the physical significance of curl of any vector field. Now we will state the two theorems then we will use later on. First is Gauss divergence theorem. According to this theorem, surface integration of any vector field over a closed surface is equal to volume integration of its divergence. This is called Gauss divergence theorem. Means with the help of Gauss divergence theorem, we can convert surface integration to volume integration. By this theorem, we can write surface integration a vector dot dA vector is equal to volume integration of divergence A. Now we move to Stokes curl theorem. According to this theorem, line integration of any vector field along the closed path is equal to the surface integration of curl of that vector over the surface bounded by the path. This is called Stokes curl theorem. From Stokes curl theorem, we can change line integral to surface integral. With this theorem, we can write line integral a vector dot dr vector is equal to surface integral curl of a vector dot dA vector. This is all about Gauss divergence theorem and Stokes curl theorem. Thank you.